What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Phenomeноnormal podcast. As you just saw, the screen is still not fixed. It's okay though. We'll try and get that fixed by next stream. As you can tell by the title of today, the topic for today's talk is going to be on the paranormal. I am Josh.
Mhm.
I'm joined with my co-host Aaron.
Good to be here.
So we did our special at noon. Went to about a little after 2, I think. Talked about for an hour, hour and 15 about paranormal, and then we went and played some a little bit of Phasmophobia. If you were not there with us, it will be on Twitch for the week that is on Twitch. After that, it is gone forever. So if you haven't checked out the special, go ahead and go over there and check out that video. Also, go ahead and give us a follow. If you haven't yet and you wanted to watch our past episodes, go over to our YouTube channel. It is in the chat. You can hop over there, subscribe, give us some likes or dislikes. If you give us a dislike, let us know what we're doing wrong. What makes you want to watch us? Give us some pointers. The Discord is up and running. It's working now. Go over to our Discord. It's also in the chat. That's where you can join us on the topics here that we have every single week. We stream every Tuesday and every Wednesday, or every other Tuesday and Wednesday, at 5 p.m. Eastern. I believe it's 9 p.m. UK time. So if you're over in the UK, it's a little bit later at night for you guys. But
Mm.
yeah. So with that being said, we can go ahead and get into our topic here.
Mm.
Do you have anything to add, Aaron?
So, you don't want to miss part one, obviously. You know, part one was great. We had some great ghost stories. And I have a few that some of you may definitely want to hear. Same with Josh. Josh has some. But there were some ghost stories I didn't tell.
I do want to say if you're gonna watch the special on here on Twitch, be advised there is some language that was used towards the end of the stream, especially while we were gaming. Got scared and
Yeah,
a few f bombs may have
apologize.
came out.
Yeah.
They definitely changed that game and it made it a lot more terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm on the actual main channel or main part of the shows here. Not main channel, but main part of the show here. I want to minimize the cursing. But specials and stuff, it's mainly for the community itself. So if it's not so much a family friendly thing for the specials, but um, yeah. So like later on, as the channel grows, that special might get brought out into like a specialty video thing for the people who do you know subscribe to us, and the people who go up on the tier list once that starts happening. But Aaron, you said that there were some ghost stories you did not tell.
Yeah, and I feel like we can tie in nicely with this. See, when my mum was younger, she used to do a lot of Ouija boards and stuff like that with her friends. Break into, closed down places, like broken down houses and stuff, when she was a kid. And they once broke into a, like, building that had basically been burnt down. All the windows were boarded up and everything. They broke in. And they ended up doing a Ouija board in there. And sometime after doing the Ouija board, there was an old rocking chair which managed to survive the fire, but it was still lots of burn marks in places and things like that. And it just started rocking back and forth on its own. And they apparently saw a little old lady just kind of materialize in the chair, couldn't see through. Um, yeah, the chair started rocking on its own after the Ouija board. So paranormal, when it comes to that, people think paranormal automatically means ghosts. It doesn't. It's just something that is a paranormal event. That's the thing people get confused. But what are your thoughts on Ouija boards being able to supposedly cross over to the other side and contact those who have passed?
Yeah, I've never used a Ouija board. I've always wanted to try it, but like I am too afraid, especially after what happened to me in Colorado.
I'm also the same. Like I've always wanted to do a Ouija board, and again, too afraid to do one because what if something bad comes through?
Right. Yeah. So, during some of these segments here, we're gonna go over the different types of ghosts. We'll have some clips come up here. I'm gonna play a few videos for you guys, let you guys watch them, and let you guys kind of decide for yourselves. Be advised, though,
Yeah.
there may be some language in some of the videos. I haven't vetted them all the way through yet. I did watch some of the videos, um,
Mm.
so keep in mind if there's language, there's language. I'm not gonna edit it out. It is what it is. Um, but yeah, keep in mind for that, and then I'll let you guys judge for yourself. All the videos will be available on YouTube. I'm gonna give every channel that video I play, I'm gonna give them a shout out before I actually play it, as I always do.
Hmm.
If they're gonna post a video, they deserve the recognition for it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so we'll go over the different kinds of ghosts, different types of entities there are, and then go into some of the paranormal hunting and stuff. I've done some amateur studies and amateur, I guess you call them ghost hunts. It's paranormal investigations. I've done some amateur
Yeah.
paranormal investigations in the past,
Mm.
so I can go over some of that with you guys. Um, but now for the first little hour here, we're just gonna kind of go over what the paranormal is. So people very miscommonly mistake paranormal as ghosts, right? Ghosts,
Hmm.
spirits, demons. That's the paranormal, right? That's not true necessarily. It is, but it isn't. Um, So the paranormal is basically anything that's just not normal. It's anything that's
Right.
abnormal.
Hmm.
So Bigfoot is a paranormal entity. It's a cryptid, but it's a paranormal entity. UFOs, those are paranormal.
Yeah.
So all that kind of stuff is paranormal, and all fit in that description. It's just anything that's not of the normal, all right?
Right.
So when you do
No,
a
we're not talking like in the sense of a red shoe against next to a blue shoe. We're talking about like something that shouldn't physically be happening because it's not a normal thing to happen, essentially.
right.
Um,
So, I mean, for the simplicity's sake, the purpose of this podcast today is going to be on entities of ghosts, spirits, demons, angels, what have you. That's the paranormal that we're going to talk about today.
yeah.
Um, go with the kind of social norm of what people think paranormal is, and that's what we're going to talk about today.
Right.
Um, so, yeah, when someone says they're doing a paranormal investigation, well, I mean, what kind of paranormal investigation? What kind are you going to be doing? Um, for me and my paranormal investigations, my amateur ones, I've been on three of them. Have all been ghost hunts. We've
Mm,
we've went to go track down ghosts and see if a place was haunted.
yeah.
Um, and out of the three I've done, only one of them, which I didn't share this story. I wanted to save it for this podcast. Only one of them actually showed results. Now I don't have any of the footage from it. I wasn't in charge of this investigation, the guys that were in charge of it, I kind of just tagged along with them. Um, they have all the footage, and I would have to request it from them, which I can go ahead and do that, but it's gonna take some time, and I could probably show it at a later podcast.
Mm,
And something I want to do as well on this channel as well. I might start a secondary channel for it. I don't know, but because something I wanted to get back into is amateur paranormal investigations. So, and if you hear, sorry, my ADHD brain is going crazy right now. I keep saying a lot. Like I barely slept last night. All right, I stayed up all night, and I slept for maybe the last 2 hours while we were between the special and now. So bear with
Yeah.
me, guys. I am extremely tired, but I am pushing through this because I want to talk about this topic. It's been on my mind. I could not sleep last night, so bear with me on that. That's why I sound a little bit more nasally and just lower energy.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, so the paranormal investigations, I want to get more into these investigations and do more of them. So if I do that, let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing that. It's something I want to get into, and I mean, the only reason I would get into it and actually film it for you guys is if you're interested in seeing it, then I'll post it. Yeah, I mean, if you're not interested in seeing it, then I'll just probably keep all the, videos to myself. But yeah, I just need feedback from the community on that. Like I made a poll on YouTube last week. So if you haven't gone over to our YouTube, go over there and subscribe to us and answer the poll. Basically, I'm asking, what do you guys want to hear us talk about after today? Give us some. I put down like four general ideas. I should have put an other and let you guys fill in the blank, but if you have another, just leave it in the comments of this video when it goes up on YouTube, or put it in the chat now. Give us some suggestions. That way we can come up with more topics. I mean, I have a million different topics I can go over, but I want to hear what you, the viewers, want to see. Uh, it might be a topic I already have in mind, and I'll just push that up to the front. Sorry, I think I'm doing a lot of talking here.
So good.
But yeah, so that's just something I'm interested in doing is doing some paranormal investigation, paranormal hunts. I was talking to Aaron last week or the week before about coming out here to the United States.
Hmm.
Um, and if we can get him out here sometime soon, I was gonna see about maybe us going on a paranormal investigation together.
I'd love to, bro. I'd love to.
So I live about 3 hours from the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah.
Which there's a lot of Bigfoot sightings out there.
Mm.
I'm also about an hour and a half away from Roanoke in North Carolina.
Yeah.
So we can go out that way too. Roanoke has a long historical presence of ghost hauntings.
Definitely. Yeah, I'd be down.
Um,
100%.
Actually, Roanoke might be in Virginia. I don't know. I know I'm like an hour and a half
See,
away. Also the Cape out there in North Carolina. If you guys don't know, I live out in North Carolina. There you go. Now you know. Um, the Cape out here. There's a lot of hauntings out there on the Cape of North Carolina.
yeah. Yeah, see, the thing that's always kept me from doing ghost story stuff is because obviously you need a partner, right? You need someone to go with you. And also the equipment costs, but the main thing is I've never wanted to go on one because I know if I brought any of my friends, they would mess around. Oh, someone touched me, and they'll try and spook you, messing around,
Right.
basically. I
So
don't have anybody who would take it
yeah.
seriously,
So
but
if
it's
you're gonna
always
do
something I've
a
wanted to do.
paranormal investigation, right? The people who do these things like legitly are very professional, right?
Yeah,
They are very very professional about it, right? They don't go out there and joke. Or I can't say for the TV shows on it. I don't know about them, right? I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's fake. It's on TV. You decide that one, right? I can tell you though, for the independents that go out there and do it, they take it very seriously. They're very professional
yeah,
about it. They bring all the equipment that they got. They do a thorough investigation. They do a fantastic job at it,
yeah,
and they collect what evidence they have and then they present it to whoever they're working for, whoever they were contracted out by, and show them,
yeah.
hey, this is what I got, this is what we saw, this is what happened, XYZ, and this is our determination based off the evidence.
Mm.
Um, so one of the investigations I did was they call it the Longstreet Church. It's out by Fort Bragg or now Fort Liberty. Um,
Yeah.
and there's an old graveyard and a church down there, down Long Street.
Right.
Um, I don't know if they changed the name of it because I think they changed the name of Long Street now too, which is stupid. But that's my opinion on it. Changing the names of all that stuff is just stupid. But anyways, I was out there doing a investigation, and because there's a bunch of grave sites out there from the 1800s, so I was out there doing a voice box, an EMF read, and EMF read was off the charts. It was ridiculous. And through the voice box, I did get some responses back. Lots of hellos. What are you doing here? They were very curious to see I was there. Um,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of them were Civil War soldiers. And when I asked them
Yeah.
like, were you North or South? Because I asked them if they were Civil War soldiers, and some of them, most of them said yes. Some said no. Some just laughed on the voice box. Um, but so when I asked them, "Are you for North or South?" They were one. The only thing I got was one response. Once one person came through and said, "I don't know," and I was like, "Well, why don't you know?" And they said, "Too long." So I assumed they were saying like it's been too long. I don't even remember. So that was my understanding behind all that. Sometimes you don't get clear messages,
Yeah.
but that was the evidence I got. So it was very interesting. It was a lot of fun doing that. Um, a lot of times when you go out to these sites, you don't really feel like you're in danger. They're not really hauntings. I mean, it's still haunting, but it's not. When people think of haunting, they think, oh, it's demons. It's something trying to attack you
Yeah.
because that's what,
You're getting
again,
thrown, something thrown at you
yeah,
across the
Hollywood
room.
portrays that, and that's not true. A lot of these hauntings are they're very humbling. These spirits are not there usually to be malicious. They're there just because they're still wandering.
Yeah.
And they're more than happy to talk with you. A lot of times they're very happy to talk with you. That they don't mind sharing their story with the living. I
Yeah.
think a lot of the times it's difficult for them to talk to you though.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so
Pardon me.
it's pretty
Mm.
interesting,
Yeah.
and I would love to
Definitely.
go on some paranormal investigations again and
Oh yeah.
document that. And if you guys are interested, like I said, I can either upload it to the YouTube channel and make a playlist for it, or I could make a whole new channel. I mean, you guys let me know what you guys think is best.
All right.
Um,
I'm gonna go
I'm
grab
new
a
to this
drink.
whole
I'm back
streaming
in a
thing.
sec. Keep talking.
Aaron's the streamer. He knows more about the stuff than I do. I just started this talk show podcast thing because it's something that these topics are very interesting to me, and I wanted to talk about it. And then, like I said, Aaron's my best friend here, so I wanted to bring him in on this. He's my go-to when it comes to like the thumbnails, which he does all the thumbnails on YouTube. If you haven't seen his art, go check that out. Fabulous work. He's the one that does all the magic for this channel. I'm just the one that up or puts the stream up. He's the one who does all the magic to it. So just wanted to give you some props there. But I feel like I'm doing quite a bit of talking. You got some points on this? You there? Are we having audio issues? I think he stepped away for a bit. All right, well, I'll continue.
All right, I'm back.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, I was just saying I've been doing quite a bit of talking. You got any points on this?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I did say I was gonna be right back.
Oh,
Honestly, like, yeah, I'd love to do paranormal investigation. I've always been interested in going on one myself. I mean, I was in part one, I've had a few guilty experiences myself. I wouldn't mind going out to haunted places, seeing whether it's real or not, whether I can confirm my suspicions or deny them. I'm not going to look at something where I get uneasy feelings and go, oh, this place is haunted. I mean, if I actually have an actual experience, that will confirm it for me, you know?
Oh yeah. So one thing I realized while like I said, I've only been on three. I'm not by any means some professional paranormal investigator, you know. But
No.
but what I've noticed is, like a lot of these shows that are on TV for it, they use anger and they antagonize these spirits or ghosts into coming
Right,
out, right? And spirits do come out with that, and they come out aggressively with it, right? And I think
right.
they do that on the shows too because it brings views, right?
Yeah,
Uh, but more or less in a real paranormal investigation, right? I'm not saying that they're not real, but I'm saying like in realistic ones that most people do, they're not
yeah,
antagonizing these ghosts and spirits, right?
right.
Everything that we talk to or try to communicate with these spirits with, it comes from a place of love and caring, and we
Yeah,
tend to get a lot better responses in return for that.
right.
So when we go out there and we show our compassion and our love for this, and that we deeply want to connect with these spirits, they're more willing to come to us and talk to us, and we're able to
Yeah,
have more conversation with it compared to if I was saying like, "Oh yeah, come out here, come get me, show me something. You ain't this, you ain't that, whatever." You know,
yeah,
they tend to come out more aggressively and angry, but when you come at them like, "Is anyone here?" I would be very much, it'd be very appreciated if you'd come talk with me. Give me a sign that you're here. Soft spoken, very calm, clear, collected,
yeah, yeah.
and you get better, much clearer and better responses.
Mm.
Um, and I mean, some entities I do believe are evil out there. Um,
Oh, yeah.
and then there's a lot of good ones that'll try to protect you from those evil ones.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't know if you were here. Just a little while ago, I was hyping you up, saying that you're the magic behind the channel here. All the
Oh, I'm
artwork
not,
and
man.
thumbnails, all that kind of stuff. I was like, yeah,
I,
that's all him.
nah, I mean, at the end of the day, I can make a thumbnail as pretty as I want, but if it was just me talking on the show, it'd be a very terrible show. You're a big part in what makes the show so great.
I
So
appreciate it.
it's not just all me. Like it's a
Yeah.
team effort here. We're
Well, like I
both
said, I'm just a
providing
guy
our own
that
ways.
streams it and had the idea to start the show. I was like, you're the one
Yeah,
that does all the magic behind making the thumbnails and the promoting of the episodes, and I was like, you're the streamer. You know more about it than I do. You know more about the algorithms than I do. So
yeah. I mean,
I was like, you're the backbone and the magic behind the show here.
I'm not a big YouTuber or anything. I don't think from what he's saying like I'm some huge YouTuber. I recently got to about 500 subs. I've now got a membership program on my channel. So I'm still small time, right? But I've been recording videos for about 2 years, like seriously. In the past, I was also doing videos, but not as often. I ended up deleting a load of my content because when the whole Copper Act was all over YouTube and whatnot, I had a lot of Pokemon playthroughs, so I had to unfortunately remove them from my channel because I was worried they might get seen as targeted for kids when that wasn't the case. I'm a mature content creator. Um, so I've been on YouTube for a total of 10 years. So I know a little bit. I've heard lots of stories about the algorithm. Really looked into it and whatnot. And because of that, I have experience with just recording, getting it set up, getting the thumbnails and all that. Because I kind of know all that stuff. It's just something you learn over
Yeah,
time as
it's
you
more than what
start
I
making
know though.
content. Hmm?
It's way more than what I know.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I can't even get the banner or the background right on the screen here.
we'll have to find out how to fix that.
Yeah, so what I think I might do is I use OBS guys to stream. So what I think I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to do is just
that's what
delete
I use.
OBS, re-download it, put everything back on here. Hopefully that
Yeah,
will fix it, and that's what I'm gonna do by next week. For now, I think I
yeah,
got everything kind of centered and it looks alright, so I'm not too fussed about it. Just do
yeah,
y'all just have to deal with the small screen for this for the stream.
yeah. I mean, honestly, the last 2 years is where my channel shot up to 500. I was under 100 at the time. So for about 2 years, I guess you could say I've been more of a
I mean, look,
YouTuber to
if
a
you
degree.
sorry, we're going off topic a little bit, but if y'all want to know how
Yeah,
amateur I am at streaming and YouTube and Twitch and all that, the background is wrong. And if y'all haven't noticed that, then I guess I'm doing a good job. But paranormal is supposed to be all capitalized, and I'm gonna point it out because I screwed up.
yeah.
I put it in lowercase, alright? So yeah, I screwed up, but hey, it is what it is. We're all gonna deal with it and see a small paranormal on the screen. But yeah, so I mean, like I said, the paranormal, it's not just ghosts though. It's not just
Right.
ghosts, right? And I just want everybody to keep that in mind. There's so much more to this than just that.
Hmm.
But sorry, I'm losing a lot of track, guys, just 'cause I've been awake for so long.
Hmm. Uh, right. So
All
the
right.
thing is, we're going to talk about all the different kinds of spirits and whatnot. So supposedly there's loads of different kinds of spirits. Japanese has its own folklore. We have our own kind of ghosts that we all tell. Kind of. Supposedly there's devils, there's demons, there's evil ghosts, there's good ghosts out there. In so many different religions and basically society, there's always been some talk of ghosts or those that have passed. Do you think there really is like so many different kinds of spirits, or do you think many people are just trying to explain the way they operate?
So I don't think there's um I think it's just it's the way that they interpret it. I don't think there's multiple different kinds. I think it's
mm,
they're all the same. They're all the same essentially. I think so. Again, I don't want to get into the whole religious aspect of it, but I do think there is demonic activities. There's
yeah,
angelic activities. Um, and I do think there's also just the unexplained paranormal activity.
yeah.
The ghost activity. If you would.
Mm.
Sorry, I'm recentering our screen here. Fixed
I
it
mean,
on the
people
screen there.
think
But
sleep paralysis has something to do with certain kinds of spirits. Supposedly, they are the reason why you can't move.
I don't. Yes and no. I think they can have an effect on that, but I also think it could be other things, like we described with the dream state stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
people talk about seeing these shadow people. Is what I'm talking about.
yes, I have seen quite a few of those in my time.
Yeah.
Especially at my actual day job, or I should say night job. I work nights.
Right.
But I see quite a few shadow people at my job. As I'm driving around at night there, I see them on the track. I see them inside the yards. I see them out in the woods. Uh, they're all over the place. Um,
Do you think they're a kind of spirit?
um, I think shadow people, at least from what my experiences are, they're more demonic. Um, they can also be like an omen in a way. Like they could be
Yeah.
like a warning to you about something.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't think all of them are evil per se. Like just because I say
Yeah.
something's demonic to you doesn't mean that's evil, right?
Right.
Um, not all demonic beings, all right? If you actually go by like the definitions of this stuff, right? Everybody thinks, oh, demonic, it's the demons, it's the devil, it's evil. That's not the case, right? Um, there are good demons as well, right?
Yeah.
Some demons, yeah, they're so if you want to go by lore of demons, right?
Right.
They want they're willing to help you, but for a price, right? There's always a price, right?
Right.
Um, so they will give you the power, the energy, the strength, the whatever you need to succeed in what you want to do, but there's a toll and a price for that, right? So
Right.
you need to determine, is my soul worth that price?
Right.
So, and that's what demons kind of do. They're not just gonna I'm not saying they're good, but they're not necessarily not all of them are necessarily just pure evil either. Um, they're
Right.
not gonna go out of their way and help you out of the goodness of their heart. That's not what they do.
Yeah.
They will help you, but again, there's a price to be paid for that.
It's like everything in life, I suppose.
All right,
You want food, you got to pay for it. There's always something you need to trade for something else,
right,
and in exchange for their help, you have to pay a pretty hefty price.
right, right. Um, and then as far as like spirits go, entities. So I'm kind of torn on my belief on this, right? Um, because like I've always preached, I'm not a very religious person. I've never have been, all
Yeah.
right? I've been very agnostic my whole life. But I've been discovering religion a little bit more in my life lately. Um, so with that being said, like I've been talking with what I believe to be God, I guess. I've been trying to find a more religious side to me. Um, and just kind of dabbling in that just because I don't know, my life just feels very bland some days. So that's what I do. I tried to find meaning in my life. Um, but when you pass and you pass away, if there is a heaven, right? I think your soul does go there, but you're able to return to Earth to be with your loved ones. Um, and that's what ghosts are. That's what spirits are, right?
Right.
Um, so they're here with you, right? It's a whole different plane of existence. You can be at two places at once on that level, is what I've been led to believe through my studies. Right. So it's hard to
So they're
explain
able
it
to
for
walk
us as
between
in
the
a
human
mortal
and the
plane,
spirit world.
but yeah, they can live split lives, right? They could be up in heaven per se, and then they can also be here on Earth with us.
Okay.
Um, and it's also kind of why it's so hard for them to contact us and talk to us here. Um, there's some of these people who are like, "Oh no, it's not hard for them to do it at all. You just have to open yourself up to it." And I'm like, I'm gonna call their BS on that.
Right.
I think that's complete BS. I think it's very difficult for them to contact us. Um,
Yeah.
especially. I think it makes it even harder when you are closed off to them. You have to be willing and accept it, and that is
Yeah,
true. But they can't just you know pop in your head while you're doing your day-to-day tasks and be like, oh hey, here we are. I mean, they can try, and if they do get to you, then you know, cool. That's awesome. They made it through that veil. But normally they either have to do it while you're dreaming, right? So if you see a loved one that passed away in your dreams, it's believed to be their spirit that's visiting you in your dreams because it's easier for them to contact you because you're in a subconscious state then. Um, or they have to use some sort of devices that we have made, such as spirit box or EMF readers, right?
yeah.
Sometimes they can use video to show themselves. So there's just some examples right there.
What are your thoughts on like? So they say that apparently, when you start having paranormal experiences, it starts off small and it starts to build. So some speculate that maybe spirits might be feeding off some kind of energy you're giving out. When you're paying attention to them, you're kind of giving them a
So
form of energy to ramp up the
yeah,
haunting and they become more powerful, so to speak, and
so
start
so
banging stuff and
spirits or anything that's passed on, they feed off your emotions, they feed off your energy, right?
yeah,
So if you want a fast response, anger is probably the fastest way you're gonna get a response, but it's not gonna be a positive response back in return,
right,
right? Anger is a very powerful emotion, and when you are angry and you are lashing out, especially when you're talking to the dead and you're lashing out at them, they come back at you tenfold. All right, they feed off that energy and they reciprocate that energy back at you. Again, so when you go into these paranormal investigations, like a lot of these paranormal investigators do, they go in there with caring and love and kindness, and they're hoping that by doing that, they're gonna get that reciprocated energy. And you
right,
can't go in there faking it, you know. Your thoughts need to be as pure as how you are behaving, right? So if you're going in there and acting all kind and genuine and nice, but you're honestly just like, all right, hurry up, like I'm being impatient, they're gonna feed off the impatient energy, not the kindness that you're portraying,
right,
right? Because they're able to understand psychologically through you that and off your energy. It's it, you know, your energy is not being portrayed for what you are actually doing by your actions with that.
mm,
Your actions and your energy need to be in sync with each other.
right.
So that's something that's yeah, you gotta have that, and if you don't, then like I said, they're gonna reciprocate.
Hmm.
Um,
What are your thoughts on children being more susceptible to the paranormal? Like, there's been stories of children drawing pictures
yes.
of other spirits and things, and the parents are like, "Who's this person?"
So I think
And
children are more susceptible to the paranormal because of how
yeah,
pure and innocent their souls are,
right,
right? They're not brought into this whole adulthood life, right? And they don't have all these struggles and stressors and life experiences that we already have, right? By the time you're an adult,
right,
like your whole viewpoint of the world changes completely, right? Kids don't
yeah,
have that. They're still in creative imagination land, you know? So for them, they're more susceptible to paranormal activity. For that simple
right,
fact that they have pure energy that comes out, like a pure good energy usually that comes out, right?
yeah,
And because of that, spirits are drawn to that. They're more drawn to that energy than they are to anger, right? Because I
right.
mean, who likes being angry? Nobody does.
Nobody.
Nobody likes being angry, and same with the spirits and the dead, right? They don't want to be angry, right? So they're drawn to the positivity, right?
Hmm.
Um, but they will feed off of negative energy as well. So if you have negative energy,
Right.
they will feed off of it. Um,
Hmm.
It's a powerful emotion, just as being the innocence and the pureness and kindness. It's just as strong, if not stronger. So they're gonna be drawn to that.
Right.
So that's why they I don't want to say target the children, but it kind of is. They target their energy.
Right.
And it's also why a lot of times you don't hear kids being susceptible to demons as well. Because they have such pure energy that it pushes the demons away. It's usually these children that have very negative lives or negative uh, emotions that draw these demons in.
Right. What are your thoughts on possessing objects?
Um, so possession objects. So now we're going into like what a poltergeist kind of is, right? Um,
Sort of, but more
yeah.
so
So
just like, do you think
poltergeist,
objects can be possessed by something like,
yes.
not necessarily in
Um,
a nefarious way, but potentially like a child's soul latching itself onto a doll it used to love when it was a kid, or
so I don't think spirits have that ability, right?
right?
I think they're able to interact with these objects, right? But they don't possess them. Spirits and ghosts, they don't possess, right? I don't think they have the ability to possess. Demons and angelic beings have abilities to possess,
Right.
right? So these those beings are the ones that will possess these objects. So if you're seeing them, you got about 50-50 chance that it's a demon or some sort of angelic being. Demons
Right.
love these things though because especially dolls or action figures or things of that
Oh
such
yeah, I've
because
seen some doll videos like
because
that,
they
and
they
it
like to
creeps me
target the
out.
children. They
Yeah.
want to latch onto a child that's younger because then they can live longer in that body. They need a vessel, right? Demons
Right.
and angelic beings, when they're on our level of existence, they need a vessel, right? They can't exist outside of that vessel. So they'll latch onto these objects until they can determine who's going to be their vessel, right? It's almost like a substitute until they can latch onto a
Mm.
being, a person,
Yeah.
or an animal, or what have you. Um, but spirits don't typically do that. They live on their own little plane of existence, and they break through that veil and are able to speak with us. Um, they uh, spirits are the ghosts, the people that passed on, and they're just here to be with us. However, certain spirits, especially
Yeah.
ones who die in tragic ways, right? Um, Not to say they can't move on to other places and be with their loved ones, but a lot of times part of them seems to be trapped where they passed away,
Yeah.
right? You go to a place like Gettysburg, right? Super, super incredibly haunted, right?
Right.
Um, like and people have seen soldiers walking around, like Civil War soldiers walking around. They've heard gunshots of like the muskets going off, and the cannons, and they've
Right.
heard like the yelling and the screaming, and they can hear the battle going on still to this day. And it'll just be an empty field.
So that's the
Um,
thing that's fascinating to me, because you think like, okay, so at least spirits are still here. That's their spirit. But how do you explain the spirit of sound traveling? Being able to hear old sounds from the past and all that
so
coming
that's
with
the
it.
that's the spirit's energy, right? It's resonating out. You're hearing what they heard, right? They're allowing you to hear what they hear or what they heard when they were alive. That's all that is, and it's not to say like say a Civil War soldier on Gettysburg, right, is still out there moving around, reliving their life out there, right? Not to say that they're only there, right? Part of their being could also be with loved ones, right, or their great 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 whatever grandchild, they could be with them still. So they could be in two different places at once, or three, or four, or five. They could be split as many times as they want, you know. So it might only be the part of their soul or the part of their being that had the tragedy there, right?
Right.
So that's typically how it is. Like everywhere you go in your life, you leave imprints of yourself, right? And they've done studies on this as well. No, I believe it was Harvard that did a study on this. So your brain is constantly sending out signals, not just through your body, but outside your body, right? And those signals hit the ground and bounce everywhere, right? So those are
Mm.
memories also that through those signals that are being sent out. So everywhere you go, there's memories and signals of you everywhere in the world, according to their studies. And they actually believe that this is what ghosts are, right?
Mm.
Not to say that they are spirits, but that they're just memories of a person that have been left there and imprinted there.
Mm.
That's what they said from their study, what they think ghosts are. They didn't confirm it,
Right.
that's just their belief, based off that
Yeah.
study. Um, whether that's true or not, who knows? But I think I'm gonna have us go into a break here a little early. We'll be back top of the hour. I
Right.
may or may not be back at the top of the hour, so you know, I'll message you, Aaron, if I'm not, because I have to take a phone call. But I will
Right.
be back as soon as I'm done with this phone call.
Okay.
All right, so let's head into this break here, and
Yeah.
I'll see you guys here in a bit.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I got a little ad here. And now I'll put on some music, and yeah, there we go. All right, I'll see you guys here in a bit. Go ahead and pause that music. It's a little loud here. All right, so welcome back to the Phenomenon Normal podcast. I'm Josh. Co-host over here is Aaron. We are
Hello
talking
there.
about paranormal. We last segment there we kind of talked about what the paranormal is. Got a little off topic. Um,
Hmm.
we it said that the paranormal isn't just ghosts. It's literally anything that's just abnormal.
Oh
But
yeah.
we're sticking with the ghost topic today as it is Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Our special is up on Twitch now. If you want to go check that out, head over there. Um,
So the first half will not be uploaded to YouTube, so it'll be only available on Twitch. So make sure you go over there if you want to see the first half of the Halloween special.
correct. Correct. So, I'm gonna play a video here. It's about 2 minutes long.
Want to quickly share.
Alright, we have an ad here. I'm gonna go ahead and play the ad off real quick and get to the yep, get to the video here. Pop it open. Okay. So I'm gonna put it up on the display here, and it's cutting off the video stream somehow for some reason. Alright. Let's go ahead and make this bigger here.
Pardon me.
Alright, well,
Pardon me.
put it right here in the middle for you guys. Alright. As best as I'm gonna get it, alright.
Pardon me.
Until we can
Sorry.
figure out the issue with the screen here. So let's go ahead and play this for you guys and listen to it, and I'll go ahead and mute us.
Roger.
So this is in Gettysburg, by the way.
Back in their home. It almost seems like it'd be short coming that way, but so.
So I might have had the wrong video
1
there.
1/4
I'm gonna go
miles.
ahead
Take the
and
exit.
pause this. Turn this off.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't see
I
it
didn't see the
either.
ghost.
I do know this one though. You can see it in this video. Let me go find it. This is the same area.
The ranger said.
Alright.
Not that video. I literally just had the video. There it is. So this one's posted by Daily Mail.
Right.
Last one I'll get their shout out here in a little bit. All right. So spooky moments, ghost appears across Gettysburg Field. I did watch this one during the break. It does appear right over here by these cannons.
Right.
So if you didn't see that, right here, that's the entity of the ghost,
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it's a statue right there, right here,
Yeah.
right there. That's a statue. My bad. Right here. It's right here. And it goes off that way.
All right. Yeah. I see what you mean.
So, let you guys determine. Do you think that was fake? Do you think that was real? I think it's real. Gettysburg is known as one of the most haunted places. And so I can give credit to the other video because I played it. That was done by uh Worlds Yet, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, Worlds Yet.
Yeah.
Um so I'm gonna go ahead and play a if I can find it here. Jeez. I refreshed my page and I can't find any of the videos I just had.
Oh dear.
Alright, I'm gonna play this one too. So this one is done by TC Bollinger, TC Bollinger.
Yeah.
It's Gettysburg Ghost, most authentic video to date, location number 2. And this was back in 2009,
Right.
October 19th of 2009. And go ahead and mute us while we watch this. It's a 3-minute 30-second video, so we'll go ahead and watch that.
One minute 18.
Yeah, we'll watch it. We'll just watch the whole thing. Alright, so paranormal activity is coming up. So if you guys can catch that over there by the tree, right here. So I don't think any of this stuff is fake, honestly.
No.
No, I don't think any of it's fake. For the simple fact of just knowing where this is and that this stuff is known to happen on a regular occurrence.
Mm. Mm.
So, what's your thoughts?
Uh, Potential. I mean, the thing that adds a little bit of credence to it is both these recordings weren't by the same person, right?
No,
And
two
both
different
of them
people. So
were
one of them was actually from the
remarkably
Daily Mail. This
close.
one's from an actual person. Like,
Yeah, but they were remarkably close in the same experience. Shadow-like figures, kind of like faintly appearing and moving in the field.
right,
I feel like that has some credibility because it's from two different people, you know?
right. And
And
so,
for
like
them
I
to have
said,
such
that's
similar
Gettysburg.
edits, looking exactly the same.
That's Gettysburg. That's one of the most haunted places in America.
Yeah.
And it's been known that these entities have appeared on the battlefield multiple different locations and multiple times and multiple different entities. Um,
Yeah.
so I don't think this is abnormal at all. The Ghost Hunter show there, where they went out to this place, they saw one of the same entities.
Yeah, I saw that
One of these like
episode.
shadowy type figures. They seen one as well. So I don't think this is faked at all. I think this is 100% real.
Yeah.
Um, Again, this is like one of the most haunted places in America, so it happens quite often.
That video I sent you was from Ghost Hunters as well. The one in the prison.
I haven't gotten it.
I sent it you earlier. It was the 5 second one.
Oh, this one right here.
Yeah, yeah. That was caught in the same show.
Introducing
All right, there's an ad, so we'll have to play that ad real quick. It's gonna play on the stream because it
Pardon me.
doesn't want to be muted. Okay, so this is a 4 second video. This is done by Taps Ghost Hunter Show. There.
Yeah.
The video is coming from Haunted or Not on YouTube. So it's only a 4 second video. I'll go ahead and play this real quick. So it's like right in here. You can see all this stuff moving.
Yeah.
Right down there, you saw
It's
like a boat or
very
something.
brief, but it's almost like something comes close to the camera, realizes it's being seen, and then just kind of takes off.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, when this recording was happening, they were all in different places on the show.
All right.
They were spread out throughout the prison. They had cameras set up all over the place, and they managed to capture that. And supposedly, they reckon that might have been one of the inmates that used to be there at the prison or something. I mean, could be. I mean, the movements are just very erratic. Something can't run up to the camera that fast and run backwards that quick. You know? Not human, anyway. And the way it just came in and just took off. It's a bit strange. So it could be paranormal. I don't think that's faked. Um, but I don't know, it's up to you guys to decide whether you think it's real or not.
Yeah. So a lot of this stuff is very real, I think. So if you guys haven't caught on to the theme for this segment here, I'm going to be showing you just a bunch of videos.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, let's go with this one right here. It's done by Scary Videos, Terrifying Ghost Encounters Caught on Camera, Scary Ghost Videos 2023. It's a compilation.
This short video.
Yeah.
It's a 10-minute video. I'm going to go ahead and mute us, and I'll unmute us as we do some commentary here. Yeah, every time I click on the video, it plays. I know. It is what it is. But
Yeah.
here we go. I'll put this up on the screen here. All right, so let's go ahead and mute us, and we'll go ahead and play this here.
Video has been circulating the web for quite a while, in which several people witnessed something unexplained during a quiet night in the city.
Hay una bruja, ve. Ay, es una bruja, ¿verdad, ve? Acá, vela, ve. Ay, vela, vela, ve. Es que sí, sí, vela, ve. Miga, 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 sí, ve. Cójala, muchachos, cójala. Hay una bruja, ve. Vela, ve. Miga, miga, miga.
This guy over on the side here. Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
Let's hit the power line.
Right.
Ay, sí, vela, ve. Es que se ve. ¡Dale duro, dale duro! Ay, ¿eso qué es, verdad, ve? No, ve. ¡Se perdió! ¡Se perdió! ¡Se perdió!
I don't know about this one. This seems like just somebody
Yeah.
up there
In the
playing a
recording,
prank.
there's a mysterious,
Right.
hunched,
Again,
dark
all
figure
these
on the
videos,
roof,
they're always so
and a crowd
grainy.
of people who seem to have noticed a
Right.
rumored witch
That's
and
the thing.
attempted
Like,
to
usually
approach
that's
her.
just a hotel
Now it's
sign
up to you
because
to decide whether this recording is
why
real
has it got
or
all
fake.
these girls' pictures
TikTok
and like
user
2020
Foul
art
Mitten
are always
Outdoors,
just so
who
grainy and
mostly shares
terrible. It's
videos
just I
about
just don't
fishing
buy
with
it.
friends and
But that looks to
vlogs
me like
related
somebody
to
in
the
a big
topic.
black suit.
However, lately,
You know?
alongside the usual content, he's been posting
Yeah.
videos about a mysterious creature on his land. Casey, the user behind the account, noticed the creature observing his house for several days. He's been trying different methods to scare it away and setting traps, which seem to work, but only temporarily.
So, I don't know what to do here.
That just sounds like a wolf or
It
something
appears that the
howling in the
creature managed to
background.
bypass the traps and is now
Yeah.
getting dangerously close.
Yeah.
Son of a...
Know about that one.
While in the bushes, Casey comes face to face with the creature, feeling threatened by its presence.
It's almost like a
To
rake.
scare it away, Casey fires a gun,
Yeah, it might
which
be.
works momentarily, but the creature returns later on.
Yeah, I think that might be a
Here,
rake.
you know? Right there, bud. Something in there.
This
Okay, we have an ad here, which I'm not going to play the ad, so go ahead and mute that and play it. God, gotta love YouTube, right?
I know, right? I hate it.
So stupid. For y'all younger generation out there was a time when YouTube didn't have any ads like this.
Yep. It used to be like at the start of the video, the end of the video, not midway in the middle of the footage and whatnot and all these
Right.
videos.
It makes up for someone like us who's trying to show this stuff on a stream very difficult.
Yep.
And I'm not paying for that premium crap.
No. I mean,
Alright,
they're trying to
let's
ban
continue
ad
it.
blockers at the moment.
Feeling his life is at risk, he cautiously approaches it at close range, but eventually retreats. Several
Yeah, it
days
looks like a
pass,
rake.
and one night the
Yeah.
creature reappears.
Oh, damn! Holy sh**. All right. What the hell?
When Casey steps outside, he spots the same creature with glowing
Ooh.
eyes on the roof, prompting him to quickly investigate. However, upon reaching the roof, he finds no sign of the creature. The haunting presence continues, leaving him uncertain whether it's a rake, skinwalker,
Yeah,
or
like I
something
said,
even darker.
that looks like a rake.
All that is certain is that a creature with glowing eyes is persistently haunting his house. Whether it's paranormal or not, only Casey knows the truth.
Yeah.
Now it's up to you to decide whether this is real or fake. The upcoming video is from the YouTube channel Davy1515, where the creator and their friends set out to make a silly recording.
I believe that's right.
However, during their playful antics, something completely unexpected took place.
I like how this video here, they're shouting out the other YouTube channels that they got the videos from.
I'm
Makes
here
my job easy.
with Meg.
Yeah.
And this is Susan.
Hi.
Wah, wah, wah. And this, my friends, is Gary. Gary is a big, fat bag.
Seriously, dude.
Doucheness. The captain of
We don't have to put
douche.
this on YouTube, dude.
Bag.
Dude, just shut up.
Douche. That was not cool. And I am the great Jeremy.
You're so immature.
Seriously.
Ooh, scary.
Now,
Okay, what's this
the
kid
moment
smoking?
You've
Yeah,
all
like, can we
been
just get to it
waiting
already?
for. A tale so creepy.
I feel like this is gonna be fake.
Wild with
This
fear.
better be good for all this dumb stuff.
Yeah.
You are an idiot.
This is every time, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, crap!
What?
What?
I just saw something outside.
We're not that stupid.
No, seriously, guys, I saw something outside.
I feel like this is all fake.
Yeah.
That's
fake.
my personal opinion.
Dude, I'm definitely not seeing anything out here. Maybe it was just a ghost.
Yeah, definitely.
Shut up, you dude.
Shut up.
Did you see something moved?
I
The little music and everything.
See that?
What was that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm scared.
All grainy. It's
Oh yeah, grainy
Where did you
again. Another telltale sign.
I
You can't pick up the details.
Yeah, it's fake.
okay, what
Yeah.
the hell is that?
Where'd it go?
Yeah, alright, I'm gonna confirm that one fake. I'm gonna try and skip ahead.
Yeah, nah, bro.
That was fake, 100% fake.
Will is a YouTuber living a nomadic life in his converted van, sharing typical recordings of his daily experiences and travels across the country on his channel. However,
Now, I've seen
during
his
one of his
channel
trips,
before.
something unsettling occurred.
This I'm 50-50 on.
Hmm.
You are great, sleeping next to an open flame.
So this is roll over in the wrong way.
Portland, Oregon noises.
I don't think I'm going to be getting much sleep tonight. There are people about 100 meters away, blazing music out. At least some good songs anyway. And some people screaming. Wish me luck, everybody.
In the middle of the night, Will was jolted awake by loud screams and moans, which he discovered were caused by a group of teenagers playing around nearby. However, what remains concerning is the reason behind their eerie noises. What do you think they were actually up to that night?
Being
Feel
teenagers.
free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Following video is from the Turkey, where a group of YouTubers managed to capture something intriguing.
Tam benim arkamda otur. Aziz.
I've seen this video.
Sen okumadın değil mi başka?
Yok daha okumadım.
Ondan mı okudun?
Ondan olabilir evet. Korunuyor çünkü şimdi burası.
Oku abi sen bir an önce gir.
Ömer abi bak şu taş dikleşti. Orada öyle değil.
I have no idea what they're saying though.
No.
Ahmet sakın şu an her yerde çıkabilir, her an çıkabilir. Bu
Allah Ömer abi. Ömer abi sanda.
bir dakika.
Sanda.
Nerede?
Baba bu tarafta. Bu tarafta.
Yukarıda. Tamam gördüm. Gördüm bir dakika bak. Gördüm.
Boynuzlara bak. Tamam işte.
Ahmet bu boynuzlu şerşapal bu Ahmet.
Got the sound effect for
Boynuzlu
dramatic effect.
şerşapal
Dediğin
bak.
abi bu. Büyük boynuzlu olan.
Ömer abi ne bu?
Burayı koruyan boynuzlu şerşapal bu çok güçlü.
En güçlüsü.
Çok güçlü Ahmet sakın panik yapma
I
bak.
think this is fake though.
Başına
Yeah,
büyük bir sıkıntı
same.
gelebilir. Sakın
Janky
panik yapma bak.
motions.
Görüyor musun?
Yeah.
Şu an bize bakıyor. Ben şimdi bunu
O neydi öyle?
çıktı bu ortaya. Bu tılsımla çıktı ortaya.
Bir şey düşer abi yukarı.
Ama çok güçlü Ahmet.
Ömer abi,
Var mı? Başka yerde var mı?
Burada aşağıda. Aşağıda Ömer abi.
Oh yeah, let's put the
Yakında.
camera
Ömer abi
down.
yakında. Arkamda gel. Arkama geldi Ömer abi.
Burada.
Arkama geldi.
Tamam. Aziz.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Aziz Ahmet'e dur buradan. Bak sen bu sağ tarafıma, sol tarafıma gelsene. Soluma geç. Bak şimdi ben sana şunu söyleyeceğim.
Ömer abi.
Bir dakika.
Yukarıda.
Bak burada yok. Bak gitti dur.
Ömer abi yukarıda. Bu ne?
Aşağıda da. Aşağıda da var.
En tehlikeli.
Aşağıda da var. Ne oldu? Kayboldu. Kayboldu. Aziz. Altta da çıkabilir ha. Aziz. Bak o taraftan da çıkabilir Aziz. Gördün mü? Tam şu dipte. Ahmet bu çok güçlü Ahmet.
While on the escarpment, the men noticed something truly terrifying. A goat-human form staring back at them.
Yeah, I
Now
think
the
it's
question
fake.
remains,
I think the first couple ones there were real, but that's
Yeah.
about it.
Mm.
So, I don't know. I think, yeah, especially it says, well, those were supposedly 2023. You know, so I don't know. What's your take on that?
I agree. Some of the first ones were real, and the others just weren't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got one more video. If you guys are interested in seeing it. This is top ghost caught on the Ring doorbells by TopNet Videos. If you guys want to see that, I could put that up on the screen here in a bit. Again, judge all these for yourselves. I haven't watched this one at all. I'm just gonna go ahead and play it though, and then the next segment or so we'll discuss these,
Mm.
and then discuss different types of entities and what they are.
Let's hear that again.
So for those of you who don't know what an EVP is, It's basically just a voice.
Our next Ring video involves a lady in white sighting. Wikipedia describes a lady in white as a type of female ghost, typically dressed in a white dress or similar garment, reportedly seen in rural areas and associated with local legends of tragedy.
I think it's so dumb when they add the music over it. Just play the video.
Yeah.
Making it all like dramatic and like as if it's super scary. The suspense, you know. So stupid. I hate that. It's annoying.
The figure, shrouded in white, appears toward the right side of the video, walks between the houses, and seems to
It
vanish
literally
as it
looks like a
walks onto the
neighbor taking
nearby
a stroll
street.
outside in their yard for some reason.
Hmm.
You can still see her. She didn't
Next up,
vanish.
a transparent figure walks along a sidewalk, only to mysteriously vanish as it passes. This next clip shows a strikingly similar anomaly. Watch as a ghostly figure walks from
There goes that suspense music again. Yeah, here we go. Great footage to
a
the
woman
credit
leaves
of
for
this
work in the late night, early
video,
morning hours.
but
Unbeknownst to
you
her,
can do
she
without
is
the
not
music.
alone. A misty figure appears from between the homes, walks toward the street, and quickly returns to where it came from. Up next, this clip features one of the creepiest examples of EVP phenomena I've heard. Let's listen closely.
Could be just someone breathing underneath your camera, bro. Not wanting to be seen.
Right. Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna say it right now, right? Because we have a Ring doorbell camera here at my home, right? Just because it was a motion sensor activated doesn't mean that it was somebody that set it off, right? We've had high winds set off our Ring doorbell. You know, we've had bugs set off our motion detector.
Right.
So, them saying that there for this video, it means jack all.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that right now, right? And like Aaron said, it could very well just be someone beneath it breathing heavily,
Yeah. I
right?
mean, that triggered the motion sensor,
Right,
and it could be just being underneath it breathing.
right,
Make sure they're
right,
not
right.
being seen.
I mean,
It
there's
could have
been
been up to
times
something.
where these Ring doorbells are not perfect, right? And they get triggered all the time over dumb stuff. So I'm just gonna say.
Yeah.
It was just a bug that flew across the screen.
Mm.
Yeah, it came up right up here. I could look at the lights across the street if you didn't put the text up there. People laugh. No.
Uh,
Okay, so this guy is trying to make this a lot creepier than what it is.
yeah.
Like, oh, look at the creepiness I found. Yeah, it's evil. He's manipulating it.
Yeah. Trying to draw a narrative to make you think.
Hmm. It growls and hisses. Bro, there's noises like that outside all the time. This is fake. This is nothing. The neighborhood is known for being haunted. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It wasn't that loud, bud.
Mm.
Yeah, it's clickbait.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that flying across the screen? Could it be a bug? Could it be a ghost? That's stupid. Those bugs right there are probably just what's setting off the Ring camera.
Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna see how long this goes for, because this is blah. If you want to watch the video, you can check it out. Top ghost caught on Ring doorbell cameras.
That's it.
Alright, move on to the next one.
Next up, watch as a transparent floating anomaly seems to glide toward and enter this person's home.
That could just be light refraction.
Mm.
It looks like a light reflection from the car that just drove by for its tail light. Not convinced on
And
that one
last
either.
but not least,
No.
an unexplained smoky figure seems to dance around in front of the camera.
Looks more like mist. That one I'm not too sure on. That's an interesting catch, but that's nothing concrete for evidence.
Thanks for watching TopNat videos.
Yeah. So again, same as the last video. You know, some things I agree with, some things I don't.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, I'm not a professional at this. I've done amateur ones, but from what I've learned in those 3 that I've done, you can learn to debunk some of this stuff, you know? And
Yeah.
this guy on YouTube and all these YouTubers who are putting these things on there, they don't know anything about this stuff, right? None of,
I just know it'll get
there are
clicks.
some paranormal investigators on YouTube, and you can watch them, right? And watch what they do compared to these videos, right? You know what? I'm gonna find a video, and then after the break, I'm gonna play an actual paranormal investigator, and I'm gonna show you the difference in them. And like what they do, you know, I'll find a video during the break, and I'll actually show you the difference and like what they do, and what they'll debunk.
Right. I've got an interesting video.
Alright. Yeah, go ahead and send it to me, and I'll yeah, you already did. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll go and put this up on the screen here.
So I'll skip
With
to
the
9:28.
Stupid ads. Here we go.
I know. Here we go. Yeah.
You said skip to what? 9:28.
9:28.
9:26. Here we go.
Oh.
All
then,
right.
yeah.
So this is Scary Comp V84. Who was it by again?
Bizarre Bub. He often has a lot of stuff on there. He's not trying to show like, oh, scary hauntings and whatnot. He's showing clips that people send in to him. He's got some interesting ones on there for sure.
Alright, let's take a look.
This next video was posted by a woman named Lorley Gons, who states that something very strange was captured in a video that was taken many years ago. The girl in this clip is Lorley's cousin-in-law's daughter, who was about 10 years old when she took this video. According to Lorley, she was filming herself in her bedroom when something pretty spooky happened. The video starts off with the young girl playing with her toys, doing a show and tell of a kitchen playset she was recently given.
Hola loberistas, hoy estamos en un nuevo video para mi canal y hoy voy a estar mostrando las cositas, tenedores y todas las cositas de cocina que tengo para jugar.
Now, as the young girl states, this video is for her YouTube channel, which according to Lorley is solely based on pretend play videos and toy reviews. What was meant to be an innocent pretend play video turned out to be something completely different. Take a look.
Bueno, empecemos. Primero tengo este cuchillo, es muy lindo. Pues tengo esto que es como para cortar pizza, creo. ¿Sí? Pues tengo esto, cuchara, una cuchilla filosa. Ahora tengo dos tenedores así, uno rosita, igual que el cuchillo que mostré al principio, no sé si lo mostré al principio, y este tenedor amarillo. Pues tener, se me está cayendo todo, perdón, se me está cayendo todo. Dos cuchillos amarillos iguales.
Okay, good. Thank God. I was like, I didn't want to watch the whole thing.
Después, las tacitas.
Yeah.
Tengo esta tacita.
Unfortunately, it does take a little bit to get into it.
Esta tacita. Como fucsia.
Okay, that could just be gravity so far.
Huevo. ¿Sí?
Nah, that's creepy.
That's creepy, very creepy.
Yep, nope. That's
Right?
It was promptly after noticing the
Okay,
doll's arm lifting on
that
its own
is
that the
demonic
girl
possession.
pauses, turns around, and bolts out in a panic frenzy.
Right.
Even before this, it appeared that she had already sensed something strange was happening, as if seeing one of her toys suddenly fall by
And
itself isn't
then
already enough
there's
to make her
another
feel
clip at around
unsettled.
6
This
minutes
happens.
in. That'll
Now
get you even
currently,
closer
the
to
girl
it.
in this video is 14 years
Skip
old,
to
but despite how old this video
6
is,
minutes in.
it continues to haunt. In utter disbelief, the church members watch closely as one of the side doors opens on its own. It opens ever so slowly and remains open, as if the door was being held. But strangest of all is what ensues. A strange, translucent figure passes through, entering inside the church. The door continues to remain open before immediately closing after the figure exits. The church personnel no doubt believe that something otherworldly had taken place. While there's no definitive answer on what was seen, they still believe that a spirit or something similar had paid them all a visit.
Yeah, that's not demonic.
Not demonic, but
No, that's a spirit. That's a simple
yeah.
spirit right there. That's very typical of different type of spirit energies and entities.
Yeah.
So not all spirits, right? Let me come off the screen here. So I'm gonna explain something, right? So
Right.
spirits, it's incredibly hard, right, for them to physically manifest, right? From what we know from paranormal investigations, right? Spirits have a
Mm-hmm.
very hard time physically manifesting themselves. Typically, they come in forms of like orbs, or like you saw in some of those other videos of like a mist, right? It's because they're trying to manifest themselves, but they're not fully able to, right? Typically, wherever the spirit died, right? It's not always the case, but it's where they died. That's where their presence and where they're able to manifest is more likely. Um, so like you saw with like the Gettysburg stuff, they were all able to manifest themselves. Well, there's a lot of tragedy that happened there. I mean, it was a massive battlefield. Literally the single most loss of American life in the country happened there. Um,
Mm.
so that's why it's so haunted, and why you're able to see all these manifestations happen because of how much energy is there. Um, and a church wouldn't be out of the ordinary to see a manifestation as well, as a lot of dead bodies pass through there quite often. So there's a lot of energy there as well. Um, that first video from this guy that we watched, definitely believe that was demonic possession, demonic or angelic possessions.
Yeah.
Typically with dolls, so typically when you have an angelic possession, they're usually direct with people or animals, right? They'll usually like angelic mean like an angel possessing something, right? Which they do. They'll typically jump straight to a human or to an animal. They don't typically possess objects, right? It's very
Right.
rare that they'll possess an object, and if they do, it's usually something holy.
Right.
Now demonic possessions, they love to possess just inanimate objects. Um, they do that to scare you and to cause fear and anger and confusion because they feed off that energy.
Yeah.
So, as you saw with the girl, she was terrified by what she saw with that doll, and that demon is feeding off that energy, which is making it stronger. And hopefully they do like an exorcism or something of the house or a cleansing of that house, because if not, that demon could potentially possess the girl
Mm.
when they get strong enough. That's what they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, just a FYI out there, if you have stuff happening like that, yeah, you want to immediately get your house cleansed.
Yeah. So this is why I hate dolls, man.
Yeah.
I don't like dolls. I just hate them.
So, a little story. before our break. Well, actually, I'll tell the story after the break because we're at the break time now. So we'll go and take our 10-minute break, and I'll tell my story at the after the break here, and then we'll get back into some of this other stuff, and I'll find the paranormal investigation video and all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
And I'll see you guys then. All right, we are back. So, I am Josh with my co-host Aaron here on the Phenomenon podcast. We are going over paranormal activity, ghost stories, things of that sort. If you're just tuning in now, last segment here, we just watched a bunch of videos of ghost events. We'll call them that. Some of them very, very, very fake. Um, And if you haven't, if you're gonna catch us later, you can go back and watch those. I'm gonna go ahead and play a video of actual paranormal investigator and investigation. Um, this is a very, very, very long. So it's 33 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip through this a bit too as we do it. Hold on, it's probably gonna be an ad here. So, okay, no ad at the beginning. This right here is done. The video came from the channel Mindseed TV. So this investigation almost made Tanner quit. It's paranormal activity. They're doing a Ouija board at the very beginning here, so you get to see all this happen. Right? This is what actual paranormal investigations look like, and what real activity looks like compared to what you guys may have seen in the previous segment. All right, so here we go. What was that? I do, yes. 100%. I think it is a portal to the other side. I just realized my mic was off, so I'll go back over this again. All right, this is what real paranormal investigations look like. Aaron, you asked me about the Ouija boards. I said yes, I do believe um, that they're portals to the other side. Right, my mic was off for all of that. I apologize. Um, I also realized that the desktop audio is off, so we'll go ahead and turn all that
Yeah.
on. This is what real
Yeah.
paranormal investigations look like. I'm going to reiterate everything I just said before because I was
Yeah.
talking the entire time, all right? Compared to our last segment, this is what real paranormal investigations look like. This right here is an EMF reader. If you were here for the special, I talked about using one very similar to this. It detects electromagnetic pulses, right? So we'll go into
Yeah.
this here.
All right. You guys ready?
So they're going
it's
in
nice and cool
to
in
this
here.
investigation now at this lodge.
Yeah.
Huh. Let me widen my light.
They do have some music in the
Look up
background.
there.
It is a
Look at
TV
that.
show that they do.
Right.
When we got there, it seemed like a really cool place actually to vacation at. There was antlers everywhere. There was deer heads. You could definitely tell it was a
So these guys
hunter's
are
lodge.
professional
This place
paranormal
is pretty big.
investigators.
You want to kind of split up? I can hit the upstairs.
Yeah.
You guys hit down here.
Yeah,
And then we'll regroup at the boneyard. Call that the boneyard.
Yeah, this place is huge. Probably get lost upstairs. Yeah, if you get any spikes, let me know. Should be able to hear you.
See, okay, so right there, a little lingo, right? If you get any spikes, let me know, right? He's talking about the EMF reader there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you saw earlier in it, right? Oh, okay, that's just my volume. Sorry, going back here. So right here's the spikes, right? See the little gauge here? That's a spike,
Yeah,
right? If
yeah,
it goes up to that red area, that's a spike. That's what he's talking about.
yeah.
So we'll go back to it.
This place is pretty nice, actually, huh?
Yeah, it's super nice.
I wouldn't mind going on a little
So
vacation
I didn't get to
here.
watch all this video. I watched some of it during the break. But we're going to skip through this video because it's 33 minutes long. If you want to check it out, again, I said their name earlier.
Old wood
Mine's
building, it's
CTV.
very like creaky
Yeah.
already.
I have seen some of their videos in the past, and they are excellent at what they do.
Yeah, but imagine that, dude. Like, you come out here hunting all the time with your best friend, and fucking gun goes off. Like, how do you live with that, you know?
Yeah, man.
I mean, even if there's nothing paranormal activity, like, if there's nothing paranormal here, I can understand not wanting to be here after that, you know what I mean?
It's just uncomfortable. No one ever recovers fully from stuff like that.
Yeah, but apparently they used to do, like, full parties out here, hunting events. They'd have, like, 20 people going on hunting expeditions and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Hey, you good?
So as you notice too, right? They're separated, but they're also together, right? There's three of them in this team here, right?
Yeah.
But they separate from each other and they're talking to each other the entire time, right? Now they're talking to each other for two reasons. One, to make sure that they're okay with each other, but they're both still around, right? But two, because talking brings out the entities.
Right.
They're letting the entities know, hey, we're here, just by talking.
Yeah.
Okay. Heard a slam up there. Are there any paranormal entities here that would like to communicate?
See? So,
Are there any?
These are known as the EMPs, right? So anytime you hear a voice over, like you can't hear it with your ears, but you can hear it through the audio, right? Those are called EMPs.
Yeah.
Or I think it's EMP. Maybe, hold on, might be something else.
Electromagnetic phenomenon. EMF.
EMF, sorry, yes, EMF.
That's it, EMF.
Yes, EMF. Electromagnetic field, right? But yeah, so yeah, so an EMF is anything that you can hear over the audio. My bad. I apologize.
Any paranormal entities here that would like to communicate?
See, we didn't hear it at the time.
Are there any paranormal entities here that would like to communicate? If there are, I have a device on me. You can come a little bit closer. This will start beeping.
Is there anybody here, any entities that want to talk to us? Use the device in my left
So
hand.
this is also how you can tell there's only 3 of them, right? Because the other guy that you just saw, there's a camera guy following him around, right? This guy, he's doing a POV view of him and his camera. This is a different guy here.
Yeah.
You can tell me anything. You can talk to me. We come in peace. We just want to see if there's any activity here before we run any further tests.
The man told us that he does occasionally still visit. He tries
Again, there too. He says, hey, I just want to know if there's any entities here before we run other tests, right? He's letting the spirits there, or whatever's in there with them, know, hey, this is your opportunity to come out willingly to us and talk with us and announce your presence. Because if not, we're going to start testing it and we're going to try and drag you out. Right? That's what paranormal investigators will do. They try to drag the entities out if they don't want to come willingly.
to go there the least amount possible just because the way it makes him feel and like the trauma from the actual event. But he did say that every least amount. The man told us.
I'm going to go back to what he says here because this is excellent. Exactly what I said from before, right?
The man told us that he does occasionally still visit. He tries to go there the least amount possible just because the way it makes him feel and like the trauma from the actual event. But he did say that every time he goes there, he does experience some level of paranormal activity.
Your friend says that he believes you might still be here somewhere. And if you are, we would like to prove that to him. And we can help you do that. Are you upset
So,
at what
you
happened?
see how they're talking, right? I'm going to fast forward a little bit here. but you see how they're talking, right? Very calm,
Yeah.
very collective, very peaceful, right?
Yeah.
Hey, your friend says that you're still here and we can help you, right? They're not antagonizing this entity here,
Right.
right? Because this tends to drag the spirits closer to you, anyways, and makes them trust you, right?
Yeah.
Now, the testing is when they're going to start agitating it. Because if it doesn't want to come out, they're going to try and make it come out through negative forces, negative energy, right? And it's exactly what we did during when I was doing paranormal studies as well and paranormal investigations.
Obviously, he didn't mean to. I'm sure it was an accident.
So I think the guy that they're trying to contact right now killed himself.
What up?
By
Anything?
accident.
Nothing upstairs.
Yeah, I haven't gotten anything. There's a room over here I didn't hit. You want to hit that with me? Okay.
When we did the walkthrough, we didn't get much on any of our instruments. Pretty much no EMF.
So the
we
thing
did a little
doesn't want to
split,
come
checked
out.
the whole place out.
So now they're going to try and drag
Neither
it out.
team got anything.
Place actually goes.
Yeah, I checked out there's a little porch upstairs.
Oh yeah, look, there's like a whole. Oh wow.
Is this another building?
Yeah, it's like nothing but like woods out back. But look, here's the other part of the building.
40.
We're skipping
The
ahead
big
a
Meat
giant meat freezer. Yeah.
Looks like these people killed a lot of animals.
Yeah.
See those chandeliers? That's real.
Yeah.
Those are real deer antlers.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they're
open. All right, cool. What's this? Ooh, it's ice cold in here. This is a weird ass room. I mean, this room looks like it's specifically set up just for like hunting trips. Like,
Yeah.
Here's 8 beds. Feel free to sleep there. We'll hunt in the morning, you know?
Yep. Sure they get their kids hunting as early as possible.
We need you to communicate with us. The only reason that we came out here tonight was to try and talk to you and see if you would be willing to give us any readings. If you come close to me, this will light up. I'll know that you're here.
So
The owner's not
notice
sure.
Too, he's not
he
near
thinks
any
sometimes
walls
he hears
with
whispers.
It. He's keeping it
He
centered
hears
in the room.
footsteps every now and then.
Because there's no wires
Is
in the
that
center
you?
of the room. So if it goes
Are you
off,
here
they
with
know
us
it's
right
something
now?
else.
This room is like weird, right? Like just the layout of it's kind of creepy.
Right.
None of the EMF detectors were going off. We decided to run. There was one room in particular that had 8 beds lined up, and it just kind of looked a little bit creepy. So we're like, all right, this is kind of weird. It was cold in there, a little bit colder than everywhere else.
The room with 8 beds.
I mean, most of the time when
So
we
here's
use
where
it,
they go
like
into the
everyone that
weeds.
uses it, we
Like
get
I said,
nothing.
now they're going to try and
But
drag this
occasionally, on
entity out.
investigations, when there's like for sure activity, we get something on the board.
Let's do it.
Elbows up.
Yep. 3 spins. 1, 2, 3. If there is any presence here that would like to communicate, now is your chance.
See if it be you.
We've
would
given you
ever do
multiple
one.
devices
Okay,
to
about
talk
that.
to us through so far, and you have not. Can you please move this planchette to a number, a letter, a yes, no? Can you give us a sign that you're here with us right now?
So as you can see, they're still being very cordial.
I have a couple past traumas with Ouija boards, and the jerk was enough to kind of avert me from it for a long time.
Is the victim of that tragic accident here with us now?
Are you friends with the owner of this house, or were you friends with the owner of this house? Is there anything you would like to tell him?
Nothing.
I'm kind of running out of ideas here, honestly.
Was-
Yeah. I mean, you can ask a couple more if you want, but I don't think we got anything here. We ran the demon board, and we didn't get any results.
When I saw that there was no activity, there was some comforting feeling Ouija board.
You're no longer welcome to follow us if there's anything here. We're letting go of the board.
So I'm going to go through this
Why don't
thing
we,
kind of quickly here.
You know, I was just thinking.
Jumped around.
Colt's never done a blind spirit box yet. Mm-hmm. Colt, how you feel about that?
I guess I'll find out how I feel about it, huh?
Being blindfolded and deaf alone is already disorienting, and when you're passing awesome of an
So I'll go into it.
horrible.
Are you angry with your best friend?
It was him.
Are you aware that it was an accident?
Rushing.
Some of the stuff was just a little bit too on point to be coincidence.
Your best friend feels horrible about what happened.
Will you forgive him?
They don't know. Him.
Have you forgiven him?
What's crazy is we're trying to communicate directly with the spirit of this man. Yeah. And who knows if it's something else lingering.
Occurrence.
Who knows the real
So
story?
he's just reiterating what he's hearing
in a
on
scenario
that
like
box.
that, they're the only two people there. Great question.
Is the story that we've been talking about
The actual story.
Can't help.
Did he tell us where the accident occurred specifically?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Where did the accident occur? What room in the house?
Below.
Maybe, sometimes communication happens between different people.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to try to ask some questions?
Sure. Maybe you want to switch?
Yeah, maybe you can get some responses. I'll follow you.
I love these spirit box things. These things really do work, by the way. I've used them before.
Hello.
I've got a feeling that the story we're being told about what happened to you isn't true.
Can you tell us what really
happened? Have you felt anything at all?
I really haven't, no.
I haven't much either. I mean, maybe something slight in the 8 room, but
Yeah.
nothing.
It's weird because usually when you come to a place like this where there's an accident, you can feel heaviness when you walk in.
Yes.
I felt nothing, just like upset.
Try.
Sure.
Holding on to any hope that he can.
Don't try.
But it's cool that we can do something like this for him.
Yeah, at least see if anything is here.
Maybe you want to take a step outside
Sure.
for just a second?
Yeah, let's go outside.
Willing to try anything, you know?
Yeah.
You step out for a minute.
Now that we're outside, are you a little bit more comfortable talking to us since we're kind of more in your house?
News 5.
We're about to wrap up this test, so if you have any last
Minute things you want to tell us, this is your chance.
I don't have.
split duties between me and Cole.
Okay.
I'll do all the other tests, just not
So,
that.
what do you think about this so far?
I don't know.
Kind of just did about 18 minutes of it, so I'm gonna stop it here. But you kind of get the
Right.
gist of it, you know.
Yeah.
If you want to check out the rest of the video, go check them out. Mindset TV. It's very interesting. So those spirit boxes, right? Those are very effective, right? Now they're not always
Right.
effective, but they're pretty effective.
Yeah.
That's what I used when I was out at that graveyard, and I was getting readings left and right from it, like getting noise, like talking to, like you can hear it talking. So what those things do is they play back radio in reverse, right? So everything's in reverse from the radio, and the entities will pick up words from off those radio channels because it skips channels, right? Like at a fast, rapid rate. And it'll pick up words, and that's what it says. So like everything he was saying there, like can't help. So can't and help was said on some channel, but the entity picked up those 2 words to put that into a sentence. So they're usually quick and fast responses.
Right.
That will come through. And again, keep in mind, right? The talking that's coming over that radio, over that spirit box thing, it's all being played like in reverse. So nothing that should be coming through should be audible or um it's nothing should be audible on there because it's all should be like static and reverse play, right? From the radio stations. Um and there's a delay from it as well from the radio stations. So when they're hearing a word plain as day, that's the entity talking. That's the theory behind it.
Right.
But yeah, so do you want to go over like the different kind of entities and stuff now that there are?
Uh, well, that's the thing. I'm not too sure how many entities there are because, like, if you try and look up how many entities there are, there's just so many that are supposedly from so many different places. Ireland has its own folklore, some ghosts
Well,
and spirit types.
the the, the
Greek
typical
have their own. It's
so there's different types based upon what different regions, right? Supposedly,
Mm,
but there's the typical ones that are seen. They're just called different things, right?
right.
Depending on where you go, right? So for spirits, right, you typically have your shades, you have your poltergeists, you have your orbs, you have your manifestations, uh, and then yeah, it's pretty much it right there. These are your top four that you're gonna find for spirits, right? Your manifestation, orbs, poltergeists, and shades, right? There's other ones, but those like the most likely ones. So shades are like like that mist one that you saw in that one video, or like
Mm,
a shadow, right? That's a shade.
right.
Um, manifestation, of course, is like what you saw for the Gettysburg videos there, right? Same thing with the
Right.
orbs, right? When you see those lights out there in the trees in that Gettysburg one, that's those are orbs, right?
Mm,
Um, and then a poltergeist is one that doesn't show itself necessarily, but it will like move objects and stuff and throw things around.
yeah.
Um, and the poltergeists don't so this is how you know if you have a demon or a poltergeist, right? Demons, right, or demonic entities will possess things, right, and move them around like you saw with the doll, right? Compared to a poltergeist, which literally just moves objects,
Enemy.
right? They don't possess the object; they just move it, right?
Right.
That's a big difference there, and that's how you know, right? Um, so could that doll have been a poltergeist? It could have been, but I just by the mannerisms of it, it was doing it to scare the girl,
Yeah.
right? And that's what leads me to believe that was demonic activity, not a poltergeist, right? Poltergeists don't typically try to scare you necessarily. They're just trying to let you know, hey, I'm here,
Mm,
right? People are scared of them, but they're not trying to do it to scare you necessarily. They're trying to let you know, hey, I'm here. I'm letting you know I'm here.
yeah.
Um, So I promised you a story from my childhood before the break, and I believe this was a poltergeist story. Um,
Okay.
we were living in North Dakota at the time in base housing, and I was, as a kid, I loved Power Rangers, right? So over time, we weren't very rich, so we didn't have a lot of money. But over time, my parents got me all the action figures to all the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger things, the originals, right?
Mm,
I had the action figures for every single one of them, right? Finally. Uh, and I used to play with those all the time down in the basement, right? Because that's where I had all my toys and everything.
right.
Um, well, this could have been demonic as well because it was only one specific Power Ranger, it was the pink one, right?
Mm,
Would always go missing, right? I always kept them in the same spot because those were my favorite toys, those action figures, right? But
right.
the pink one was always missing. Or it would end up in some weird places, like behind the washer, or up on like the vents or what? Not the vents, but the yeah, I guess they're the vents, the pipes, you know, that run
Right.
underneath the house. They used to be like up on there, Just random places, weird places. One time it was in my room. I never took them up to my room ever. Um, so it was just very odd, right? And then I used to do like experiments as a kid too with it to see like, cause I mean, I'm a little kid at this point. I was like maybe 6 or 7 years old. You know,
Mm.
so I'm curious, like, why is my toy doing this, right? This is strange, right? So I used to like rip the arm off of the pink Power Ranger, you know, um, as an experiment. I'll say I'll rip off the arm, see it, rip off the legs so it can't move, because that was my mind thinking as a kid, especially after seeing Toy Story, So I ripped off the
Mm.
legs and the arm so it couldn't move anywhere, right? I'd go back down there the next day and it would be put back together and sitting like on this little like chest that I had, this toy chest.
Mm.
So I asked my parents, hey, did you guys put together my toy or whatever? And they're like, no, we haven't even been downstairs.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, that's strange because I had the arms and the legs up in my room and now it's put back together downstairs. And I hid them too, so I didn't tell my parents where they were.
Right.
So that would constantly happen. And it happened for quite a while until eventually I just I don't know, I don't remember honestly like what happened to them, all of the
Yeah.
things, but yeah, it was very strange. It would just end up in different places and be put back together and just weird
My
things
mom,
happening with it.
yeah, my mom told me when I was little and whatnot. We was in this apartment when I was a little baby, and the lights and the TV were turning on and off on their own.
Hmm.
And she said that apparently when I was a baby, I used to talk to somebody. Now I couldn't speak at that point, but I was like, as if I was having a conversation with somebody in my room. Mum said apparently I used to throw my baby rattle out of the cart, and something used to put it back in my cot with me.
Hmm. That's creepy.
Yeah. So
So,
apparently,
um,
yeah, I was
I have a
speaking to
story from my
interacting with
parents as
something.
well. So I guess I think it was my dad that was in the room. So they had a VHS player, right, in the
Yeah.
room. This is going back a ways now, right? Um, so I think my dad was folding laundry on the bed, and
Yeah.
apparently the V, excuse me, sorry, losing my voice here. Apparently the VCR player, the little flap where you put in the tape, uh,
Yeah.
flapped open and flapped close again on its own. Wasn't even
Right.
plugged in.
Yeah.
And my dad
I
saw
mean,
that do that, and I guess like yeah, they freaked out and got rid of it. But yeah,
yeah.
that's in the house that I'm currently in right now because I'm at my parents' house. Um, that happened here. Um,
I mean,
the printer that we used to have used to come on, turn off all the time on its own. That
yeah.
happened shortly after I believe it was my grandfather that passed away. He was my grandfather, my great grandfather passed away, and that happened shortly after that. It hasn't done it since, but I don't think we have that same printer anymore. Um, Another thing that happened in this house, there was one morning, I woke up early, um, and I went out to go get something to eat because I was hungry. Opened up the pantry door, grabbed some food, closed the door, started walking back to my room. Pantry door opened. This is right after my great grandfather passed away. But yeah, pantry door opened up. So I walked back over there and I slammed the door shut, right? Because I was like,
Right.
okay, maybe I didn't close it all the way. That woke my dad up. My dad was like, "Oh, why are you slamming the door?" Blah 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 blah. Kind of like when I was a kid, right? From the previous
Yeah.
story. And I was like, the pantry door wouldn't shut, so I shut it. And he's like, "Well, stop making so much noise. It's early." Yeah, all right, sorry. Go
Mm.
back. I'm walking back to my room. Pantry door opened up again. I, I'm telling you, I ran to my room so fast. I was like, "Nope, not doing this.
Yeah.
Not doing this."
I
Like I
mean,
heard the doorknob turn, and it opened up.
yeah. You see, I find it hard to sleep when I'm at other people's places when it's not a place that I'm used to being at. And when I was about 15, I was staying over at my girlfriend's house, and I used to struggle to get to sleep, and there used to always be like a purple mist every night in a room in the same place. It's like a purple mist just moving around in the darkness at night when I was just lying awake, unable to sleep, and that was practically every night I was at hers, which was a bit weird, but I just chalked it up to just imagination and stuff like that. But it was around Christmas time, and we had these decorations that were hung up in the front room, and some of the reason the decoration was just rapidly spinning on its own, just rapidly spinning round, dangling down from a piece of string. It was just like spinning, as though somebody had literally just wound it up and just let it go. It was just spinning round on its own. There's no, like we put our hands there and everything. There's no like gust of wind or anything causing that to happen, but it was just unexplainably just spinning. It was just really weird.
Yeah, I mean, all this stuff is like unexplained stuff, and I don't think a lot of this
Right.
stuff is malicious.
Always ghosts or malicious, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's malicious. Or yeah, even not always ghost, right? Or demons or whatever. But
Yeah.
it can be, so you got to be careful with it, right?
Yeah.
If it is a ghost, right, and it's not a demon, because demons will not go just because you tell them to. You have to literally, contact
Yeah, force
someone.
them out.
Yeah, you have to get them out. Ghosts, though, they're if you were to communicate with like a spirit, right, and you told them, "Hey, this is not your house anymore. This is my house now. You need to leave. It's time for you to go. You can't stay here anymore." Most of the time, they're very receptive to it and they'll leave,
Mm.
right? Again, they live on a different plane of existence than us, right? They're able to split their being into multiple different areas, right?
Mm.
Maybe that was their home and that's why they're still there. But if you tell them, "Hey, you don't live here anymore. You're not alive anymore. You're not here. You need to move on. You need to leave." They'll leave, right?
Right.
Because they understand. They're listening to you. They know, okay, so because they're just living their normal life as if they're alive still sometimes. They don't realize
Mm.
that like that part of their being doesn't realize they're dead sometimes. But if you let them know,
Yeah.
"Hey, you don't live here anymore. This is my home now. I live here. You need to leave." And you got to be direct with them and tell them that, "Hey, can you please leave?" Blah 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 blah. No, they'll push back, but like, "No, you need to leave." You need to demand it and tell them firmly, not aggressively, but firmly, and they'll typically leave for you.
Yeah.
Because they're not trying to impose upon you. When they realize, "Oh, I am dead. I'm not alive. I'm a ghost. I need to leave," and they'll leave.
Yeah.
So again, think of it, right? If you were to die in your home, right, and you didn't realize you were dead at first or whatever, right, and your spirit's living on there, and some person new moves in, you're gonna probably think, "Who the heck is in my home?" But if they tell
Right.
you, "Hey, you're not here. We live here now. We bought the house. It's our house. You need to leave." You know, if you're a decent person, if you were a decent person alive, you're gonna leave. You're like, "Okay, I am dead. I don't belong here. I need to leave." I know
Mm.
I would. You know. So that's all you gotta do. They're understanding. Again,
Yeah.
most of these spirits are not malicious. People are scared of them because they don't know. That's just all it is. Like these videos you see on that we've been posting or putting on this channel here. They have the scary, creepy music. There's nothing scary or creepy about it. There isn't. It's only scary and creepy because people don't know what it is. It's a ghost.
Yeah.
It's a spirit.
Humans have
It's a
always feared the
former
unknown.
human. That's all it is. Tell it to go. Tell it to leave you alone. I mean, if someone's trying to break into your home, you know, what are you gonna do? I mean, if you're in America, probably shoot the guy, um, but I mean, I'm not advocating to do that. I'm just saying, that's probably what you do. But you tell them leave, go away. I'm gonna call the cops, right? Go away, leave. You don't belong here, right? Same thing with the spirit. Tell it to leave, go away. You don't belong here, and it'll leave.
Right.
Unlike a person trying to break in, though, I mean, they'll probably the ghost will leave. So, um, but yeah, that's all it is. So, all these videos on YouTube, oh, it's spooky, scary, whatever. It's not. It's not. I mean, you saw those paranormal investigators. Like, did they have some uneasy feelings about using the Ouija board? Yeah. Or the guy who, when he was like blindfolded and deaf, he was a little nervous, but they did it, right? Why? Because they're investigating. Like, it's not scary overall to them. They do this on normal
Mm.
because they know, okay, it's just an entity. It's a person. It's a former person that was there.
Right.
And that's how they see it, Not, oh, you're an evil spirit in this house and you're attacking me and no, they don't see it like that. They say, you're a former human and you don't belong here. Let us help you move on. Let us help the living get closure. So, I mean, that's just my take on the paranormal, my experiences with it, and how I see that.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, I don't know how you would see it, but what do you think? What's your thought?
I mean, at the end of the day, like, yeah, tell them to leave and whatnot. Like, you kind of have to. I mean,
Right.
some people let them linger. Like, some people are like, okay, cool, I'm here, hello. Some people actually just let them linger around. If
I
they
mean,
don't
if they're
really,
not malicious and they're not bothering you, you can let them stay.
yeah, right.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with
Um,
that. Yeah. Some people want to live
so
in haunted places.
I think asking them to move on is the best thing to do, really, because you also give them a bit of information and let them know, like, hey,
Right.
you're gone, unfortunately, but
Right.
you
Because
should
again,
maybe move on and find out what's on the other
sometimes they
side.
they don't know
Yeah.
that they're that they haven't passed on and they're just living their lives still.
Yep. I know this is Halloween. I'm not throwing Beetlejuice in there just to say it, but like in the movie Beetlejuice at the start, where the family that the couple died, and they don't realize that they're dead, and then people are coming into the house. They're like, "What the hell are all these people doing in our house?" And then they realize that they're dead because it's kind of like the same thing for them. Like they probably just don't know, and they're just assuming that it's just normal. And then you guys come in, and they're just like, "Wait, what's going on? Why are people in my house?"
Right.
So if you actually let them know they passed on, they might be able to move on, get some
It's
recognition.
all it is. Just let them know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say the only thing you really have to be afraid of is the demonic activity, right? And it
Yeah.
is it's out there. It's out there. Definitely out there. I mean, I think the experience I had at Fort Carson, that was demonic activity for sure.
Yeah.
Um, I think when you're getting your scratch marks on your back, that's demonic activity.
So, what are your thoughts on like? So obviously, people talk about religion. I'm not trying to get too much into religion, but religion basically has spirits, like being our soul.
Right.
They have demons in there.
Mm-hmm.
And supposedly Jesus, if you mention his name, it's supposed to scare a demon away.
No.
If that religion isn't real, why is that a thing? Why would Jesus' name scare these
Here's the
demons?
thing: Jesus' name, God, whatever. Demons laugh at it. They laugh at it,
Right.
right?
But it's
So,
also what people use
so
to
for
deal with like
exorcisms,
exorcisms.
well, what in exorcisms, it's not the name that scares them, right? It's not the name that gets rid of them, right? You can mention God and Jesus, and they'll laugh at your face. These demons will laugh in your face. It does not scare them one bit that you're mentioning a name. What supposedly exorcises them and gets rid of them is the Holy Spirit, the light, right? That is, because when you're in church, you say the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit, right? The Holy
Right.
Spirit is what gets rid of these demons, right? The Holy Spirit is a blinding white light. It's a pure light energy, right?
Right.
And that's what's getting rid of these demons. That's what keeps the devil at bay. That's all that kind of stuff,
Well,
right? That's the Holy
would that
Spirit that
not
does that, according to religion.
would that not have credence though to the religion being real? If a Holy Spirit, like is described in, say, the Bible, for example, is able to scare off a demon, would that not mean that there could be something behind that? Like, actually, there
I
being
mean,
a
so
god
again,
or something along those
this is if you
lines?
believe in that too, and believe that these people are
Right.
really possessed, right? So when I say demonic activity, I'm not talking about like demons from hell necessarily. The
No.
demonic activity to me, when I speak about that, is more along the lines of not a typical spirit, right? It's an evil entity. That's all I'm meaning by it,
Right.
right? Because I don't think like the normal person, their spirit, their energy, just turns into that, right? It's
Right.
negative energies that build up over time and that turn into these demonic or evil negative energies, and that's what causes these hauntings.
Right.
So that's how I see that as.
So,
Um,
do you believe exorcisms are real and they actually do expel demons?
I do not know. I've never seen somebody possessed.
Right.
So it's hard for me to say without a shadow of a doubt I believe it.
Right.
Compared to someone that could just be faking it and then, or
Mm.
mentally ill, I
Right.
don't know. I say everything is within the realm of possibility,
Right.
but I won't say it's not real.
Yeah. Do you think if I tried to expel a demon from, say, a tribe, so let's say I went to a tribe and I tried using Jesus Christ's name and the Holy Spirit and all that, do you think that would work for an exorcism on somebody from a tribe who doesn't worship the same God? Do you think it would still have an
Well,
effect?
if you're going off the religious basis, yes, it would still work. So, because according to religion, right, if you're going off the Christian, Muslim, Islamic,
Uh,
Jewish, all those fall the Christian faith, right? They're all in
right.
the Judaic Christian faith, right, of believing in Jesus as maybe not even as a God, as the Son of God, but at least as a person that existed, and that there is a one and only God, right? That's one thing that they
Right.
all have in common with each other is that they all worship the same exact God, right? Maybe by different name, but they all worship the same God, right? Um, and according to all their religious texts, right, from the Jewish, the Quran, or I don't know what the Jewish have, but I know it's like the Quran, the Bible. They all state that God loves all, right, and that it doesn't matter if you don't worship Him or not, right? He still loves you, apparently, according to their text, right?
Right.
So, according to the religious side of it, yes, an exorcism would still work,
Mm.
regardless if they believe in that or not.
Interesting. What about somebody who doesn't believe?
It would still doesn't matter because God, according to those texts, and if we would take it at face value, God loves all, even if you don't believe.
Oh, but I mean, like, if you don't believe, would those words still work with you?
Well, again, because it has nothing to do with the words. It's the priests or whoever's doing the exorcism, they're channeling the Holy Spirit to get rid of these demons from the people. So whether or not you believe or not, it doesn't matter. It's not you expunging it technically. It's the Holy Spirit expunging it. But yeah, so it wouldn't matter.
Great.
But yeah, when I say so beyond Fort Carson, I've only had that feeling in one other place of like that just evil presence in the area, right? And the only other place I've ever had that feeling was in Poland when I was at Auschwitz, which people don't know that was a Jewish death camp. All right, well, not just Jewish, but it was a death camp for the Nazis, right?
Right.
Um, but yeah, so it was a death camp, right? And you had that same negative feel there as well. Um, it was weird. It was a very weird feeling being there. Like I felt so connected to all the like the different presences I felt there.
Hmm.
Because you felt those malicious entities there as well,
Yeah.
but you also felt a lot of sorrow there and a lot of happiness too, though, which is weird. It's weird to say that, but yeah, there was a lot of happiness too that I felt there. Um,
Right.
Almost like the ones who did pass, like they don't want you to feel sorry for them. They don't want you to feel any hatred there. Like they're trying to combat the hatred that was done there. You
Right.
know, that's kind of how the feeling I got. Like they were trying to shower love there over the evil atrocities that happened there.
Yeah.
Um, Especially so the strongest presence I had was in it was called the child's barracks, the children's barracks, right?
Ah.
It's where they kept all the kids.
Yeah.
A lot of the kids were in there, right?
Mm.
There's pictures of like pictures of what it was back then, where they were just crammed in there, like I don't know, like
Oh.
it was disgusting, but it was just
Yeah.
horrible. But every step I took, it felt like something was behind me, walking like directly behind me, just this evil presence, you know?
Right.
And I could sense the children there too, like just the fear. I've sensed so much fear and hatred in that barracks.
Yeah.
Like the children were just afraid and couldn't do anything, it felt like. And there's just this evil, like tall, looming presence behind me with every single step I took. Like
Almost as if
I
they're looking at the thing behind you and feeling fear
yeah,
from
and
it.
it felt like I had thousands of eyes on me all at once. Yeah. But I'm telling you, I couldn't have gotten out of that barracks faster. I felt so sick to my stomach being in there. And
Yeah.
but when I got out, I felt like it was almost like suffocating when I was standing in there.
Yeah.
And when I got out, I was able to actually breathe again.
Yeah.
Um, and that's the only other time I've ever felt such an evil presence, other than where my room was. But this
Right.
was tenfold. This was so much worse.
Yeah.
And I mean, it makes sense for knowing what occurred at that place.
If you want to know the first half of that, what happened to him at the barracks, make sure you check out the part one of the Halloween special. It's only available on Twitch. It's definitely a very interesting story.
Yes. That was actually a physical contact story too, by the way. There was physical
Yeah.
contact from that entity onto me. Um, Whereas at Auschwitz there was no physical contact. It was just a very dark presence there. Again, there was light, there
Hmm.
was good presence as well, but it was just the evil there was just
Yeah.
overshadowing it completely.
Right.
It was definitely stronger at the extermination camp because Auschwitz has three separate camps. Um,
Right.
I think it was called Camp Bravo. Um,
Right.
this is what they named it now, and that was the extermination camp, I believe. It was the one with the rail yard,
Let me.
but that was the one
Right.
that was just god awful. Um,
Yeah.
the first camp, the Camp Alpha was what they called it.
Yeah.
You could feel it there too, but it wasn't as present because that wasn't an exterminate. I mean, they did exterminate people there as well, but it wasn't to the extent it was done at the other one because the other one had the gas chambers. This one they would shoot people or hang them. Um, but yeah, the Camp Alpha. I mean, it felt like people there was a presence there that was like trying to protect people as they walked through it. But yeah, no, that's my experience of Auschwitz though. If you're in Poland, go visit. Um,
Yeah.
Definitely go visit. Um,
Definitely.
don't forget the history. That's why they kept it open. They turned it into like a museum of sorts to tell people not to repeat the history.
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, it's a very humbling experience if you ever get to go. Like you're gonna get humbled real quick.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have a wave of emotions going there.
But I'm already feeling emotions just hearing about it. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
it was
very
such a
sickening.
tragedy and a horrible thing
Yeah,
that happened. You know.
but yeah, if I ever get to go back to Poland, I'm definitely going back again because
Yeah.
I want to do more. I love history. It's one thing
Yeah.
I absolutely adore doing. I got my degree in it. And I
Yeah.
want to go back there and study some more about what happened.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, The Pianist is a great movie as well. It was supposedly
mhm.
based. It was based on true story.
If you guys want some closure from Auschwitz, the guy who ran it was killed there by the British.
Hmm.
The British captured him, and
Yeah.
or they got possession of him as a prisoner of war, and they did a a court. He went to court over the atrocities of what happened there, found guilty and punishable by death, and they
Yeah.
gave him a request of where would you like to be killed, and he said back at the camp. So they brought him back out there and they killed him there, and he's actually buried
Yeah.
there as well.
Hmm.
Yep, he's buried at Camp Alpha.
Yeah.
But yep, that's where he was executed.
Fair enough.
Yep. But
Yeah.
that's I guess some closure. I guess is that they did get him. So,
Yeah.
anyways, we're running into our break time here.
Yeah.
So we're about 4 minutes past the 10 minute or the
Mm.
10-minute break time. So 6 minutes to the
Yeah.
hour. So
Mm.
we'll jump into a break here, and we'll come back afterwards. We'll come back around
Yeah.
8:05, and we'll finish up our last hour with the off-topic hour. Hope you guys
Yeah.
enjoyed the topic for today.
Right.
See you guys then.
Yeah. Pardon me.
thank you everybody for who tuned in today, came in here to see us do our show with our tiny screen. As that will get fixed by our next podcast. I promise you that, because I will be deleting OBS and re-downloading it to get it fixed, because I don't know what happened with it. Something with the Halloween special background screwed up the size of the screen, and I can't seem to fix it. So we'll get that in working order for you guys. Hopefully by next stream here. Um, but I am Josh. I'm here with Aaron, my co-host. We
Hello.
are now in our final hour of the show, which I think we're gonna end it a little bit early. I think we're both just pretty tired and beat. But this is the off-topic hour, anyways. I'm gonna make a new background for that too. I think just to have a transition to a off-topic hour background. I think that'd be fun. Yeah, check us out on YouTube. If you want to watch past episodes, you can check it out. Check all of them out there. This episode will be getting posted tomorrow. Sadly, it will not be getting posted tonight. But if you do want to watch it tonight, you can head on over to our Twitch where we are currently streaming, and it will be posted there for tonight. There will be no thumbnail on it though, as we don't have one for it yet. But we will get that to you by tomorrow. Along with that, join us on Discord. Discord is in the stream chat. If you want to join us, Discord, I figured out that the link that we have on our Twitch and YouTube does not work. So if you want to join Discord, head over to our stream chat here on Twitch, and you can join our Discord that way. Alternatively, if you want to email me, you can email me at drivendeath, that's DRIVINDEATH1 @gmail.com. You can email me there, and I will send you an invite link to the Discord. That's one of my gaming emails, so I don't mind if you guys send something over there until we actually get an email for this page. Again, it's DRIVINDEATH1 @gmail.com. DrivenDeath1. Yeah, I highly enjoyed the show tonight. Had a lot of interesting topics about paranormal investigations and the different types of entities and ghost videos and things of that sort. The explanation behind what paranormal means. I definitely want to touch back up on this topic at another time.
Yeah.
Same with the aliens and the oceans again. Head on over to our YouTube. I do have a poll up on there, asking you guys, the viewers, what would you guys like to see next? Right? I have topics in mind, so don't worry if you don't answer. You know, we are new and no one's really interacting within the community quite yet. That's okay. You know, we're growing. But I have some topics on there that you guys might be interested in. If not, feel free to leave a comment on this video and tell me what topics you're interested in, so that way we can try and plan out what we're going to talk about next. I kind of hosted 2 times in a row, so Aaron's going to host next week. We don't have a topic quite yet, I don't believe, but
No.
we will work on getting that to you guys. Probably going to discuss all that either tomorrow or over the weekend.
Yeah.
But no, I thank you guys all for coming out tonight, sticking around with us if you've been watching. If not, glad to have you guys over here and watching at a later date. But yeah, I don't know if I'm leaving anything out. Oh yeah, the Halloween special. If you want to watch that, it'll be up on Twitch, I believe, for the next week or two. I don't know how long they keep videos up on Twitch. I think it's a week. But it will not be posted on YouTube. This video will tomorrow, but the Halloween special will not be posted on YouTube. You got anything else?
No, not really.
No. All right. Well, I thank you guys all for coming out. Thank you for supporting the channels.
Yeah.
And
we really appreciate it.
we will catch you next week on Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UK.
Yep.
So long.
Take it easy. Have a good one, everyone.